And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. This is your boy FlyIsland Guy. It's been a long time since I've been in the cockpit. It's been about 3 weeks or so. But I've been I pre-recorded a bunch of content and I posted it while I was gone. But today we are back on our regular schedule, and the video is going to be coming out as per usual. So today we're here in Halifax, and if you look around, let's look outside real quick. You can see it's a bit of a nasty day out here today. We've actually had a ton of snow, and the weather's starting to move up now. Look above us, the good Lord has blessed us with some nice clear skies right above us, but there's still a lot of weather in the area. We're going to be heading over to Stewart International Airport in New York, and the flight time is going to be about an hour and a half for that. I've been to Stewart International only once before, a long time ago, in the King Air, so it's going to be interesting to fly there again in the CRJ. Weather on routes, for the most part, once we clear Nova Scotia, things should start to clear up a little bit. I'm not seeing too much precipitation over Maine like that. Sorry, not Maine. Sorry, New York. Kind of once we clear Maine, things really start to clear up. Heading down into Boston and over to New York. So I'm not expecting too much weather. Actually, I'm just gonna be sure. There is a little bit of weather in northern western New York. So we're talking about Syracuse, Rochester, Albany. There's still a little bit of snow around there. And I don't know exactly actually where Stewart is. Let's see, Stewart is kind of a little further south, closer to New York, the city. So yeah, that's down in that area is looking alright. So kind of once we clear Maine, most of the other weather should be out of our way. Alright, so pretty much have all of our baggage loaded up. So I'm going to go ahead and close the door and get the pushback started. I actually attempted this flight yesterday, and by mistake I hit the cold and dark button, and I was just ready to go, so that kind of messed things up. But not going to do that today. So let's close up our doors.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
We've already...
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the captain and crew, welcome aboard this flight. We hope you enjoy flying with us. Before takeoff, we would like to encourage all passengers to watch our cabin crew display
cabin
the
safety
safety
briefing.
features of
Yes.
the aircraft.
Alright, so we're going to disconnect the ground power cart as well, and chocks could get removed. So we are pretty much ready to rock and roll. It's really good to see the weather clearing up. I'm kind of looking outside my window to see how accurate that is. But just wonder what that truck was doing. Alright, we're gonna go and start the pushback.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
I'm gonna move it off this screen. Alright, we're gonna be departing runway 5 today. If we also have a quick look at the wings, I think our anti-icings worked, but there was a bit of icing happening. What is that? It's kind of weird. We did have some ice on the wings. If you look outside.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed. Standing by for pushback.
Thanks. Yeah, and we had some ice here on the engine cowlings as well. I'm sure some of this will get knocked off once we start the engines. Normally in real life we go and get the aircraft de-iced, but that's not an option here in the sim, so let's just see how things go. Alright, so I'm just going to get my bearings real quick here in Halifax. Just pulling up the Halifax map over on another screen here. And let's see, airport info. Alright. So runway 5 is the longer of the two runways here in Halifax. And we can just push straight back and then we'll turn left and head out. So parking brakes released, and let's get out of here.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Alright, we'll go ahead. And we'll start the right engine. I think we're waiting for N2 to reach 20%. And then we'll feed the fuel in.
Ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention as we display the safety features and procedures of the aircraft in case of an emergency. During an emergency, please remain in your seats with your seatbelts fastened and your seats in the upright position. In case of a drop in cabin pressure, breathing masks will drop from the ceiling and should be placed over your head. If there is smoke in the cabin during the evacuation of the aircraft, and here. In case of an extreme emergency landing, you will be instructed to get into the brace position, which is executed by placing
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
We would
Parking
also
brake
like to
set.
remind you that you should turn off all
Ground.
electronic
You may
devices.
disconnect.
We thank you for
Okay,
your
sir.
patience
Cleared to
during this
disconnect. Pin has been
presentation.
removed. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Alright, got a good start on our right engine. Just starting up the left engine now. And it does look like the weather is clearing up a bit for us, which is awesome. So we are also in the CRJ 900 again today. And we're going to probably be flying this moving forward. I don't know why I always tend to fly the smaller versions of the aircraft that are released, but I don't know. I guess it's just what I'm more comfortable with. As you can see, it's really cold outside. We got the ice on our windshields or windshield wipers. We did turn on the anti-ice for the windshield, so that's why that's all cleared up. Alright, both engines are started up. looking good. Gonna go ahead and arm our reversers. Nose wheel steering, arm that guy as well. And let's see. Set up flaps for departure. APU can come off. Don't need that anymore. And we'll turn on the manual crossfeed as we'll need that for takeoff. I'm going to keep all of our icing on for now. Just because things are really cold outside. So I'm just going to keep it turned on. Not going to bother turning it off. Alright, so I hope everyone enjoyed the last video that I put out. Just basically showing the landing when I was heading into Bermuda. Normally the weather isn't too bad whenever I fly there, but this particular time it was not too friendly. Is that someone in a taxi in front of us? Oh, of course there is. Why all these forklifts are out here? Look, they'll cross right into my path. Yeah, but actually when I was coming back to Halifax, the weather here was terrible, like really windy, heavy rain, and it was just super rough. Lots of turbulence coming down, which normally doesn't really bother me, except we were about to land. So that was a little scary, but yeah, once we got down, the turbulence pretty much didn't end until we got right below the clouds. It was a night landing, so couldn't really see anything, but the pilots did a great job. The landing was absolutely butter smooth, so no complaints from me. Good job, WestJet pilots. That actually really interested me in flying the 737.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has advised that we are now cleared for takeoff.
Really glad that I wasn't landing here because this runway is absolutely covered. Alright, so let's get some last minute checks done before we head out. Thrust reversers are armed. We'll get our... Oops. Did not have our taxi lights on all that time. Strobe lights will come on. Landing lights will come on, and strobes will come on as well. Put in the runway heading, takeoff mode as well. Runway heading is 053. And we'll be making a left turn to get back onto our flight plan. I think everything else is good to go. So let's get out of here, folks. Looks like we have like a pretty strong crosswind as well. Right. Manitoba. Rotate speed today is 144 knots. Got a little bit of fog in front of us. Gear up. Pull that nose up a little bit. Down slightly and gonna go flaps 1. Gonna get our autopilot on. Let's go to speed mode and heading mode. Let's start our left turn. Just get a quick look outside. Not much to see there. Just bump the flaps up and let's increase our speed to 250 knots. Rough day out here for flying. Alright, and I'll go nav mode. Alright, things are looking nice and stable. We're about to climb through 10,000 feet. So, get our landing lights and taxi lights and come off. Fuel crossflow will come off as well. I'm still going to leave the icing or the de-icing. I'm going to keep all that turned on until we get up and over the clouds. Let's increase our speed to 290 knots. All right. Our windshield wipers are frozen solid. But yeah, it was pretty. We got a good amount of snow overnight. The weather forecast had called for about 15. I think they said 15 to 30 centimeters of snow. So 6 to 12 inches, and it looks like we got all of that. So the sim is pretty accurate to what we're dealing with outside. So it does not surprise me at all. So as I said, I've been on vacation. It was just good to get out of here. Didn't do anything for 2 weeks. Pretty much just.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now serving sandwiches.
Sorry about that. Yeah, pretty much just chilled. Ate too much. Hung out with my family, and like it's been great, man. But now that I'm back, back immediately into the grind. But right now we are going into Christmas season, which is normally, in general, for a lot of industries, it's kind of where things sort of slow down. A lot of people are going on a vacation and all that kind of stuff, so things tend to just kind of just chill out a little bit. So I'm hoping that happens as well. I'm supposed to be starting a new project at work. Well, I am starting a new project, but that hasn't really kicked off yet. And I'm hoping things kind of stay slow until Christmas, really, until after Christmas. And my family is also supposed to be coming up here as well to spend some time with me, so that's going to be awesome too. In terms of the sim, I am actually waiting for a new aircraft to come out. It's supposed to be released in the next, probably next week or so. Kodiak 100. I've been looking at this aircraft. I've been eyeing it up. And I'm like, yo, I think I'm going to take this bird for a spin. So, yeah, look out for Kodiak 100 videos coming soon. The original plan was to get it and fly it in the Caribbean, but I think that I am going to maybe come up here in Canada and start maybe start an FBO maybe here in Halifax, and just start doing runs across Canada, just to see, just to explore Canada a little more in the Kodiak. Maybe try and get more north in Canada. It's really like a luxury bush plane, pretty much. So let's see what we could explore out here in Canada. And I didn't really, when I did the North American tour, I didn't spend a lot of time here in Canada. I think we stopped in Newfoundland. We stopped in Newfoundland, maybe New Brunswick. Quebec. Then we went down to Ontario, and might have gone across to, I think, maybe Vancouver or Alberta, one of those places, but we didn't spend too much time in Canada. So I think I'm going to be flying around in Canada in the Kodiak, just exploring the sights and sounds out here, and we'll see how things go. In the meantime, we are going to be climbing up to 36,000 feet, and we are just kind of getting into the flight now. When I come back, we'll be starting our descent into Stewart International in New York. I actually have no idea where in New York this actually is, and I hope it's not like Stewart, New York or something like that. No, so it's in New York. So it's New York capital, I guess. If I remember from before, Stewart International is kind of in the trees a little bit. Not in the trees, but sort of out in a more forested area. It's not like down in the city. So if I remember correctly, the approach is pretty beautiful. So we'll see how things look when we're flying in today. And if things go as they normally do, the CRJ won't give us time to enjoy it at all. So let's see how things turn out. I'll be back in a little bit. This is your boy FlyIsland Guy, just happy to be back in the sim, and I'll talk to you then. Alright? Peace. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We've started our descent into New York, and been hitting a bit of turbulence on the way here. Not too sure what's going on with that. But it's fairly significant turbulence, as you can see. We're kind of bouncing around a lot. We're heading towards 20,000 feet. Of course, we know transition altitude in the States is 18,000. So I'm gonna actually, before we talk about our approach, I'm gonna go ahead and just look at the weather information real quick for Stewart International. Just had it up just now. I don't know where it went. Things are looking good overall there. Overall, we're looking at clear skies for the most part. Temperature is -3 degrees C. It's pretty chilly there, with visibility at 10 miles. Winds out of 280 at 13 knots. So the runway 27 that we have assigned should be good to go as far as that's concerned. Alright, so we are coming down towards 8,000 feet now. The altimeter needs to go to 3012. And what I'll do, just to make life easier for myself, I have another site that I go to for my weather reports, and that does the conversion for me. So 3012 is 1020. Oops. Wrong now. That's the nav source. Don't touch that. Okay. 1020. Set. The VRF today is 140 knots, I believe. 141 knots. So just gonna have to keep that in mind as we are doing our approach. Pull this guy up. I honestly don't know how people fly these planes and do like VAT sim, talk to the air traffic controllers and all that. It seems like so much, you know. We're gonna start doing our approach checks, make sure everything's alright. Already have our reversers armed. Landing lights. Put our taxi lights on as well at 10,000 feet. We're just doing our VNAV descent right now, and while I'm here, might as well just talk about our approach. There's something I forgot. So we're going to be doing the runway 27 ILS approach today. So that's going to have us inbound from this Kingston VOR, and we should hit there at 3,000 feet. And then we're going to come down to Molne, M-O-L-N-E, and there's where we should capture the localizer, and then head towards the runway, capturing the glide slope at Popao, and hopefully descending towards the runway. So overall, it's a pretty straightforward approach. It looks like, I think of these altitudes, we do have, you know, some higher land kind of around. If I remember correctly, the airport was sort of in a valley. So got a little note here as well. Hudson Valley Regional Airport can be mistaken for New York Stewart, so that's actually a good note. Keep an eye out for that. Still slowly coming through our descent. As you can see, for the most part, sky is looking really good. Things are pretty clear. And according to the weather report, we should be expecting VFR conditions at Stewart International. So I've been enjoying flying the CRJ overall. Well, a couple times that I've flown it. I mean, it's once you've flown the other ones, the originals, the 700 and 550. It's not really too much difference. You just kind of, it's a little faster basically. You got to go a little faster for your takeoffs and your landings, but outside of that, pretty much handles very similarly. Don't expect much of a difference. As usual with this aircraft, make sure you keep an eye on your speed, because it does tend to get away from you very quickly in either direction. After we hit this waypoint, IGN, that's the VOR. From there, we will activate approach mode. We already have our nav1 tuned to the ILS frequency, so all of that should be good. 109.95. Yeah, I'm never sure what this message means. I'm assuming it means it's going to automatically tune it, which it did just now. Which is fine. Alright, we're below 10,000, so let's get our landing lights on. Plane is absolutely beautiful. So I've tried to fly into New York a couple times. Didn't really turn out too well. Let's hope this part of New York is better. Alright, so I think this is the Hudson River right here. And we're going to be crossing over that, heading towards the VOR. Actually, no, we're not. We're heading towards the VOR now. This is us. So I guess we're going to be making a left turn here. Come down. Yep. And we have a little bit of morning fog greeting us. And I think this is the Hudson Valley Regional Airport right ahead of us. Yep, this is it right here. Alright, so we're going to be making a left turn any second now. There we go. Switch the nav source off by mistake. Alright, I'm gonna go flaps 1. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on approach mode as well. And there's some mountains in front of us that I'm really hoping that we're gonna turn to avoid. At least I call them mountains, I don't know. I've activated approach mode, so we should be... Yep, turning now. Awesome. Let's get a good view outside.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to land. Please remain seated until we have stopped.
Alright, runway is straight ahead of us. Keep an eye on our speed. Let's go flaps 8. Get an ice warning. One thing I did notice is that the turning on the de-ice actually, you lose quite a bit of engine performance from doing that. So just remember that when you're trying to climb up. Laps 20. I'm gonna take it from here. So we are pretty high on the glide slope. Let's go flaps full and gear down. Alright, let's hope for a smooth landing,
1,000.
folks. There's a bit of a displaced threshold here.
500.
Forgot to set my minimums, but it's all good.
400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Take this high-speed turnaround, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to New York.
Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop.
After leaving snowy Halifax, just amazing what a beautiful day we have here. Not too sure what all these buildings are, but it's pretty cool. I'm gonna get the APU one. Straps come off as well. This airport looks a lot different from what I remember. But overall, pretty awesome still. What is up with these? Ugh. Now, believe it or not, folks, this is a... I don't remember installing the scenery for this, so I think this is default scenery. So I'm just gonna park here between this United and this Air Canada. Man, there's no way this is default scenery. It looks amazing though, I must say. Alright, we are parked. beacon can come off. And we'll go ahead, set the wheel chocks, and we can shut our engines down. I guess the APU never actually turned on. Whoops. So that's my fault. Alright. Pretty sure I turned on the APU just now. Guess it didn't fully come on. Let's call in the jetway. Let's get our baggage cards here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the door is open. Please make your way to the exit and please make sure you have all your personal items and carry-on luggage.
Alright. So I hope that you guys have really enjoyed the flight. I ended up enjoying it at the end. Look at that, still got my lights on. What is that? Taxi lights? Very good. So I'm just curious. Because this scenery looks pretty impressive for being default scenery, but I guess it is because I literally don't have a scenery for this area. But this looks really amazing. So if you guys want to check this out, this is Stewart International Airport. For a default scenery, this is pretty awesome, I must say. I'll have to double check that, because this is no way this is default. Anyway, as I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the flight. Be sure to come back, check again. I'll be uploading every few days. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one, alright? This is your boy FlyIsland Guy, saying stay safe, and most of all, stay fly. I'm out. Peace.